the cereal mascots. Now, whether you love them or hate them, today we're going to rate them. We're going to give you the ultimate tier list of the cereal mascots.
Yeah, now this tier list is not meant to reflect the quality of the cereals that we'll be discussing. You know, there's some really great cereals, but that have some really bad mascots. So obviously, if you guys like us to do another one of these, in reference the actual taste and flavor of the cereals that we'll be discussing today, drop a comment down below, tell us what you think, and which cereals you would like us to talk about.
All right, so let's just hop right into it. First up, we got Lucky Charms. Now, his name is Lucky the Leprechaun. It's this nice Irish gentleman.
Sure, so the mascot has been around since 1964. The slogan is they're magically delicious. And I'm sorry to say, folks, but there's no magic in there. I think it's just an obscene amount of sugar. So, you know, this is an iconic character in the cereal world. Great commercials. I don't know, I would right away have to put this up maybe B or A tier. I think this is a really good mascot.
And side note, if you're the guy who, picks out the marshmallows, you're a scumbag. Next up, we got, what even is that?
So this is Raisin Bran. Very weak mascot right off the bat. Look at it, it's really just a sun. The mascot's name is Sunny. I think this is targeted toward dads who don't really care for mascots.
Wait, the mascot is literally just the sun?
It's just a sun with two raisins. The slogan is, I believe, 2 scoops, as if 2 scoops of raisins should excite children enough to rip this thing off the shelf. I'm tempted to put this down E, potentially even F.
Raisin Bran is boring as can be, and the mascot is literally just the sun holding out 2 scoops of raisins. So there is nothing good about that. Nothing interesting. Why is it the sun? I don't know.
But I think we're going to land that F tier. I mean, that's pretty darn weak. All right, next up we got Captain Crunch, and the mascot is none other than Captain Crunch himself. An 18th century naval captain. We love his uniform. He looks wholesome. He's an older gentleman. He's been around the cereal mascot game for a long time.
Yeah, I love the little pom-poms, the gold trimming on his shoulders.
Yeah.
The iconic hat. He's always in a good mood. I would put him up at B.
B?
B.
Okay, B. So we got Tony the Tiger. Now, this guy is elite. Everyone knows Tony the Tiger. This guy, he's boys with like all the athletes, all the Olympians and everything. Everyone knows him. It's good vibes. He's a tiger, which is kind of sick.
The mascot and the cereal, they're great. That's the slogan. And I don't think the cereal itself is great, but it's branded through Tony the Tiger as being an elite cereal. And I think this guy has to be in the S tier just for his iconic presence in, the cereal and sort of snacking world.
S tier, yeah.
S tier.
Right S tier for our boy Tony.
Special, man. He's different. He's special.
All right.
So put him right up there.
All right, next up we got a sketchy one, which is the Tricks Rabbit. Okay, his slogan is, quote, "Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids," unquote.
Now, yeah, I immediately have a problem with that. Now being an adult, but especially as a kid, kids are impressionable, and I don't think you should trick them like this rabbit does occasion after occasion in the commercials. He's a tricky rabbit. Around kids, you should be truthful with them. Be honest. He's always trying to trick them.
This guy's just scheming.
He's scheming all the time.
He's sleazy. And you think it's a bunny. That's interesting, right? It's a nice bunny. No, he's actually this is a chimp, all right? He's a sleazy chimp. And back in the day, they didn't pull any punches, okay? They knew that he was sketchy, so they had this old mascot that had crazy eyes, and you can tell that he's bad news. Now he's even sketchier because he's able to hide his sketchiness, you know what I'm saying? So
I think D. Honestly, he's not a complete failure because he has the energy in the commercials. The kids, as much as he tricks them, they end up getting the cereal at the end of the day. I don't like to be tricked. Kids don't like to be tricked, so put him down at D.
Tricks are for kids? Why are you tricking kids? All right, next up we got Cocoa Puffs. Sonny the Cocoa Bird. The Cocoa Bird.
Yeah, the slogan is, "I'm cuckoo for crack." No, excuse me, it's actually "I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs," but come on, we all know this guy. He's on the cover of the cereal that I'll just dig into just by happenstance. We have it here. You know, he's cracked out. You know, he way too much energy. I mean, look at the pictures of him. We'll put some up on the screen right now. You know, he's nuts. Look at his eyes. He's crazy. Way too energized, you know. And as much as the cereal energizes you, I just think he's just a little too much, a little too extra. I don't know what's going on upstairs. I think C would probably suffice.
I think C is fair. This guy's kind of whack, but you know, he gets you hyped. Like, he gets you hyped to eat Cocoa Puffs, I guess. Next up, we got Fruit Loops with our boy Toucan Sam, who's been kicking it since 1963. Unfortunately, more recently, he has been replaced with a much sketchier Toucan.
Rest in peace, Toucan Sam.
Yeah,
Kellogg's,
it begs the question, what did the new Toucan Sam do with the old Toucan Sam?
Kellogg's has not been on top of its game. They've changed him completely. He's super animated, super cartoony. I'm just not about it. And I think that immediately sort of brings him down on the tier ranking system. Now, the slogan is follow my nose. It always knows. You know, if I was a TSA K9 unit, that's what I would be saying too. I don't know. I think this is he was once a great mascot.
And at the end of the day, we have to judge Toucan Sam based off the new Toucan Sam, who is
atrocious.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird, like psychedelic, crazy, like cartoony, weird look. I don't dig him. I love the old Toucan Sam. You know, old Toucan Sam might be A, B tier.
Cereals, they're healthy for you. The Fruit Loops, they're colorful because of all the different fruits that they put in the cereals. I think that's healthy. That's natural sugar. It's not artificial at all. They're from like bananas and pears, apples.
New Toucan Sam, I'm gonna have to put him C tier.
C tier. Yeah.
I mean, he sits right next to Cocoa Bird. There we go. Okay. Next up, we got Frosted Mini Wheats. Now, we have a problem with this mascot because this mascot is literally just the cereal itself. It's literally just a piece of Frosted Mini Wheats, and they say this is our mascot. You know, that's like if one of the players on the team was the mascot because they had to cut the budget. I don't dig it at all. I mean, I would be inclined to say like E, F tier on this one. Just a piece of the cereal with a smile and legs.
Yeah, it looks like, you know, right before they manufactured and got the cereal boxes going, printed the labels, they were like, oh, you know, crap, we need a face or something on that Frosted Mini Wheat. 2 eyes and a mouth, you know, come on.
Yeah. At least the sun, even though it's random and not very interesting, it's not just a piece of the cereal itself. So we're going to land it in the F tier below the Raisin Bran Sun nonsense mascot.
I think that's absolutely appropriate.
Next up we got Reese's Puffs. The mascot is it says here some random kid and also Travis Scott.
Cut that out. I think it's a classic commercial.
Reese's Puffs, peanut butter chocolate flavor. Reese's Puffs, in the AM, it's the flavor I say.
Now, modern sort of rebranding. They have Travis Scott. You know, but my problem is they don't have a consistency that I want to see on the box of my cereal.
If you go on the street and you ask someone what is the Reese's Puffs mascot, zero chance they know who it is.
That one kid you saw on TV one time. As cool as he is, you know,
yeah.
I love that commercial. The music is amazing. It's not really a mascot.
It's not a mascot, so do we land it like F tier, kind of like?
You know, I wouldn't land it in an F tier just because when they brand themselves, they do have energy in their commercials. I would put it.
But we're rating the mascots, not the
yeah.
brand.
But again, even though they don't have consistency, the mascots have been good. Travis Scott, he's a musician. It's lit. So I would put this maybe D tier. It's not horrendous, but obviously they could do a lot better in sort of their branding.
Fair enough. Next up, we got Cinnamon Toast Crunch. The mascot is some old geezer who is also a chef, I guess.
Baker, I believe.
A baker, that's right. It is kind of wholesome, and it sort of fits the cereal itself, I guess, but I don't know. Nothing special.
Yeah,
what do you think?
I mean, this is where my heart's torn out of my suit jacket, because one of the greatest cereals, no doubt, hands down. But again, we're not talking about the cereals. We're talking about this guy with a crack spoon. He's always chefing it up in the kitchen. He no energy. Some old guy. I want an energetic, maybe a kid or some weird animal on the cover of my cereal, not some old, like my brother said, geezer.
So it's average, maybe C, D.
Yeah, I think C tier.
Yeah, we'll end at C. I
We
think
can always
that's fair.
rearrange that. So there is Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Now, next up, we have Honey Nut Cheerios, and I don't know. I love this guy. His name is Buzz the Bee. He's always buzzing, and that's what cereal should. It's like a nicotine product that should get you buzzing in the morning. So I like Buzz the Bee. I don't know. I would put him up even A tier, maybe B tier.
Yeah, Buzz the Bee is hype, but whatever you do, don't get the French version, which is just like it's like a creepy chain smoking version of Buzz the Bee. But that being said, yeah, I mean Buzz the Bee is hype. Everyone knows it. He's a B. That's kind of cool. I think A is fair. He definitely doesn't touch the echelon of Tony the Tiger, but
Yeah.
I think A is fair. B is also fair.
And again, on the box, you have that heart underneath the B, and it's a heart-healthy cereal. How? Some may ask, can a sugary cereal be heart-healthy? Just don't ask. It is. If it's on the box, it must be true. It
Don't
must be
ask. Tier A. Good
for the heart. Good
Buzz
for
the
the
Bee.
heart.
Next up, we got a weird one. We got Quisp. Now, I believe the name with this cereal was... It's like a kid who can't quite say crisp.
Yeah, trying to say crisp, but just ends up with quisp.
And the mascot is a young gentleman with a propeller on his head.
That's the alien I was referring to.
Um,
Yeah, again, I don't really know what his deal is. Always sort of felt bad for him. Couldn't pronounce his own product.
Looks like a toddler put it together. I think we're going to land Quisp in S tier for S for special.
He's special.
Next
He's his own thing.
we got the classic. We got Fruity Pebbles. We got Fred Flintstone. Now, I don't know how you beat Fred Flintstone as a mascot. That's elite. I mean, Fred Flintstone exists far outside of the cereal world. He has transcended the cereal world.
true.
He's a symbol. I think he's got to be Tony the Tiger level.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a marketing masterpiece. But I mean, look at that. I really do think that's a marketing masterpiece. Combining an iconic cartoon character with an absolutely delicious cereal. I mean, there's no doubt.
They somehow made a cereal with pebbles in the name incredibly appealing, and that is all thanks to Fred Flintstone himself. I'm going to land him S tier, in fact, above Tony the Tiger.
I'll make room for that. I think he's a great
Elite.
mascot. He's an elite mascot, and him and Tony the Tiger up in that S tier.
Next up, we got Apple Jacks. The mascot is Bad Apple and Cinnamon. Now, Cinnamon is the man. He's awesome. I'd love to hang out with him in real life if I had the pleasure to meet him one day. Bad Apple is
He's a bad apple.
unpleasant.
And I think it's the dynamic between the two of them in the commercials, especially on the cereal boxes. That's sort of playful, but sort of deep down that Bad Apple is really just a bad apple. Cinnamon is sort of just trying to live his life, relax, and he's just kind of vibing when Bad Apple just sneaks into the situation and ruins everything.
They work together quite well because, what's the message that these sugary cereals are really trying to send? It's that something like an apple is bad. You don't want that. You don't want the nutrients of an apple. You want the chill fun of a sugary cinnamon, right?
Sort of a yin-yang dynamic there, and I think they bring each other sort of this unique relationship that we don't really often see in cereal mascots. I think A would probably be a fair assessment. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now next, we'll move to something that's near and dear to my heart. It's the Quaker cereals.
And the mascot is a Quaker.
Yeah, Quaker in, sort of colonial uniform. I don't know. These cereals were never really meant for that mass marketing. You know, they're not the sugary cereals. They're not the colorful cereals. I think they're that sort of natural, wholesome goodness. And I don't know. I would.
It fits the brand. I think when I see that, I think, hey, this is healthy. It's not some sugar bomb. So the mascot actually fulfills his role, even though he's just a boring older gentleman with a hat and long white hair.
But I don't know. I like his. He looks like he's a happy mascot, smiling. Whenever you go into a Quaker product, it's generally good.
Maybe B tier.
I think B tier would probably work. Yeah, that works for me.
Mm-hmm. B tier below the captain.
Yeah, I think that works. Now next up, we'll go to Cookie Crisps. Is that Cookie Crisps?
Cookie Crisps.
Cookie Crisps, I believe it's pronounced. And their mascot is a wolf. I don't know, like the other animals on this list, he doesn't bring as much to the table as they do.
I mean, it doesn't lie about the fact that you're literally eating, cookies in your cereal. And it is being honest with us.
Yeah.
It's got that going for it. He's a wolf, which is, I don't know.
Yeah, not as inviting, perhaps. Sort of a more standoffish character. If I was invited to a party with mascots, I would maybe not approach the wolf mascot. Whereas I would absolutely, run up to Buzz the Bee and hug him, or Tony the Tiger, and sort of feed off his energy.
Here's the thing about Cookie Crisp. It doesn't lie about what it is, so there's points to be had there. Compare it to the Trix rabbit. It's a rabbit, you think, oh, nice, it's a rabbit. That's actually just playing tricks on little kids, right?
Cookie Crisps.
Cookie Crisps. It doesn't lie about the fact that it's literally cookies and milk. It's literally just cookie cereal. And it also doesn't lie about the fact, he's a wolf. He owns that. And I respect that.
I think this is average, bang average sort of C tier.
I
think C will work here. Up next, we have cornflakes. Now, me just saying those two words, cornflakes, it makes me want to fall asleep. And in the morning, when I'm looking forward to breakfast, I want to go right back to bed. Cornflakes. Are you kidding me? This is the most basic, primitive, zero effort. This is one of the worst mascots. And the cereal tastes like shit too. Come on, you're just eating cardboard. And there's no energy that's brought out of the box through that two-dimensional rooster. This has to be an absolute marketing failure. I'm disgusted when I think of it.
Although, at least it's not, just the sun or the cereal itself. So maybe E tier?
No, but the
or
sun...
E or high F. Low E to high F, I'm thinking. I don't know.
This is an F.
Okay.
I would put this in F and maybe bring up one of the two, either Sunny or the mini wheat, into E. Because this is absolutely worse than both of those.
Wow, okay. All right.
I can't stand for it. I won't stand for it.
Well, he feels very strongly about this, so I accept that, and let's move on. Next up, we got Snap, Crackle, Pop. I kind of like this. You got three guys. One of them is Snap. The other one is Crackle. The other one is Pop. I don't know. It's decent.
Yeah, sorry. I needed to cool myself down. Snap, Crackle, Pop. They're not too distinct from one another, which I kind of wish they were. With Cinnamon and the Bad Apple, they play off each other, and they both have very distinct energies. Whereas these Snap, Crackle, Pop, yeah, they have different names that are sort of playful, but each character just looks like it's just a profile of the other. There's no change. They're sort of monotonous.
I think an average C, D.
I would put it, D or E. I'm not. Okay. Doesn't really excite me too much.
I mean, at least it's not predatory like the Trix rabbit. So I'm gonna put it just right above the Trix rabbit in D. But let's see if there's anything we want to move around here.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Sunny and Cornflakes have to stay in F, but I would bring up, the mini wheats into E, perhaps. I don't know what your thoughts are. I think they're pretty good.
I think Sunny is better than the mini wheats. The mini wheats is literally just a mini wheat with legs. Sunny, it's sun, rise in the morning, cereal. I don't know. There's some sense there. I think they all belong F tier though. Let's not be polite about it. Those are shitty mascots.
Okay.
I think I'm feeling good about this tier list, but you guys gotta let us know what other mascots did we forget? What other tier lists do you guys want to see?
You know, comment down below if you'd like to see us maybe do just cereal, strictly flavor content. Thanks for watching. Like, you know, don't comment or comment or I don't know.
Comment what you want us to review next. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel.
Yeah. It's an atrocity, and it's something that I don't think as a cereal community we should stand for.